Hello, this is Amos, and in this video I want to talk briefly about the math program at LifeSTEM Academy. Our goal for every student at LifeSTEM Academy is to take them from wherever they are at all the way to calculus, to be able to do calculus and then go from there. I want to give a word of encouragement to families and parents. You might have a student who doesn't want to do more math than they have to do to graduate. But here's the thing, I've had people who graduated and then realized they needed calculus later on in life. So they had to go back and review their algebra to do calculus, and that was just a whole process. Children and parents, I really want to encourage everybody to do their best to get to calculus, get it out of the way, and then even if you don't want to go into math or engineering or chemistry or physics, you've done the calculus. Like there's some programs, some departments that you wouldn't even believe are asking for calculus 1 as a requirement. Like you wouldn't believe it. I remember a student, just remember it so clearly. He had thought, and he could have done calculus in 11th and 12th grade, but he's like, no, I don't need it. I'm not going to do it. Then he goes off to college, gets a full ride for sports, and then he realizes, I need calculus. And that's like, oh boy, right? So please, while they're young and their minds are fresh, let them do calculus. Well, how do you get to calculus? Well, first, you need to work on mastering every major strand of mathematics as you go along. So let me give you an example. This is a booklet that the book was written, the full book by Tyler Wallace, and then we did a revised version where we isolated just a section on graphing, for example. If you're trying to learn how to graph, take the concept, use the examples. If you still have questions, watch the videos. If you still have questions, look at other resources, right? It's important that people learn the skill of knowing how to find the answers to things they still have questions on. That's actually one of the most important skills anybody can have. The ability to face a problem and say, I don't know the answer to this problem, but I know where to go to get the answer. That's a skill every student should have, right? Back in the day, we didn't have Google. We didn't have some of these resources, so it was different. Today we have these resources. Have you exhausted all your options, right? These are things that our students should learn. So here's part of what we've done, myself and one of our math instructors, or one of our math instructors and myself. Here's what we've done with our math program at LifeSTEM. So you take all the math you need up to pre-algebra, which could be in 5th grade, 6th grade. As long as you know how to multiply and divide, just jump into the pre-algebra book. Our pre-algebra book will take you through a review of arithmetic again. It will take you through an understanding of integers, and then you get to do fractions, decimals, and percents. That's something you can do in 4th grade or 5th grade, whatever the case. Get it done, and then turn your attention to Algebra 1. Once you master fractions, decimals, and percents, ratios, and proportions, you should be in Algebra 1. That's what you need to do, because you've mastered the tools you need to do Algebra 1. So then you get into Algebra 1, and then in Algebra 1, you cover the concepts you need. Take Algebra 1 and 2 together and get it done. Like, even if it means that your school year goes into June a little bit, get Algebra 1 and 2 done, because Algebra 1 and 2 share a lot in common. So when you do them together, it saves you time, right? Part of our motto at LifeSTEM Academy is redeeming the times, right? Redeeming the times for the days are evil is the passage from Ephesians 5:16. So make sure you make the most of your time in doing Algebra 1 and 2 together. After Algebra 2, take the CLEP College Algebra test. After Algebra 2, take the College Algebra test. It's the same content for Algebra 2. Our math program, which you can find on our website or you can email me, has all that the work you need for that. Here's the thing we did with the College Algebra CLEP book. We went through every single practice problem at the end of the book to help you understand how to tackle the problems. You can order this book through us, by the way. We also have these in our bookstore. So you take the College Algebra CLEP, pass that, and get it out of the way. Then turn your attention to the pre-calculus CLEP tests. Algebra 2 and pre-calc have a lot of similarity. There's a lot of similarity between the two of them. So what should you do? Finish Algebra 2, and I would recommend tackle pre-calc. Get it out of the way and take the CLEP test. There's a pre-calc CLEP test, and there's actually an algebra and trigonometry super review. So if you add these two together, that's a lot of good practice. You do this, you should be able to ace the pre-calc test. We've also done all the practice problems in the pre-calc book ready to go for you. We have them on our LifeSTEM Academics channel. So you have all the material you need to finish this. Okay? At this point, you can get online tutoring. You could use our resources. Let us know if we can help in any way. After pre-calc, then you have calculus. You could go through a traditional calculus textbook, or you could just do this option. But take the traditional calculus if you want, and then maybe on Fridays, do a calculus review. we've done the same thing with calculus also. We have the work done for all the practice problems in our calculus book. What we want to do is we want every student to just keep working along, mastering the concepts. And as you master the concept, keep moving along, get to calculus, complete calculus, and then at that point decide, I want to go into engineering or physics or math or chemistry or economics, so I need calculus 2. At that point, go into calculus 2, 3, and the rest is history. So it is very important that every student give the best. Whatever your hands find to do with all your might, it says in Ecclesiastes. So give your best every step of the way. If you don't like math, or if you struggle in math, sometimes the problem is the way the material might be presented. So we have tons of resources. We literally have like 17 different textbooks to help you master the concept. Whatever we need to do to help you master the concept is what we want to do. We want you to master the concept, get the CLEP credits. This will give you 9 college credits, those 3 courses I mentioned. Now, it's always good to have a relationship with the university that you want to go to and tell them, I'm CLEPing. Is that okay? Can I use my credits here? It's a good thing to do ahead of time. So the first step, of course, is know what you want to do with your life, right? Is college on the horizon? Even if you don't want to go to college, I would still do calculus, because calculus is one of the most beautiful things that humans have ever come up with. It is beautiful. It unites algebra and trigonometry sometimes in different ways. It is just beautiful. There's no way around it. Isaac Newton unlocked something, right, back in 1661 into the 1670s, 80s, and so on. The work he did in calculus is amazing, as well as the work from Leonhard Euler and some of those great mathematicians. So we're ready to help you CLEP. We are here. By God's grace, we're starting school August 21st. And even if you don't attend LifeSTEM Academy, even if you're just homeschooled in some city or far away, nearby, it doesn't matter. You can join our CLEP course. You can join the community. There's something about having a community, studying together. That's what we did. I remember in boarding school when we had to take very intense exams. We had to take cumulative exams for 3 years worth of material. At the age of 17, you're taking these exams, and there was no parental influence for the most part. We had to do it all on our own, right? So we learned to study hard. And so one thing I'll end with quickly is, actually 2 things quickly. So first of all, I have an online course you can take. Even if you don't attend any of my classes or attend the school, you could just take the online course. Number 2, you can do online tutoring, calling in at 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or after school between 4 and 7 o'clock. Number 3, you can come in person to any of our tutoring centers and get tutoring. So let me know if you want information on any of that. Even if you're the best student in your school, we have material for you, because we have Isaac Newton's material, we have Leonhard Euler, so we want you to study from those people. The last thing I will say, however, is that study skills, right? This is a book called How to Be a High School Superstar, written by Cal Newport, who has a PhD in computer science from MIT. And you will learn that study skills are one of the things we don't teach enough about in our schools. And so at LifeSTEM Academy, we teach that. We're going to teach that as a standard course. But I'm opening my study skills, sort of recap and materials for everybody, no matter what school you go to. And let me leave you with a few nuggets of study skills, and then we'll talk again in another video. Number 1, it is important that you have a notebook or folder or file dedicated to every subject that you're studying. Take notes, write the date, and take notes of the things that you're learning. That's number 1. Number 2, it is important that you have a time management chart of some form to help you make good use of your time, so that you can invest time, get better, and keep growing in whatever you're trying to study. So have a notebook, have a time to study, have a plan for what you're going to study during your time of study. That's number 3. That's very, very important. I have written a book called Tools for Mastering Mathematics, which is free on my website, livingsensibly.org. So you can go on there and get the book as well, or you can email me to get it. In that book, I give you very detailed explanations for how to be a good math student. I will be making a series of videos going over this book as I train the tutors that will be teaching at our school. If you have any questions, please let me know. Look forward to seeing some of you in the CLEP preparation course. But I really believe that calculus can help you in whatever field you go into in life. Take care. Have a blessed day.